Welcome back to Mini-Modelog and welcome to the second video of 2020. This week we're doing Blood Bowl and we're doing the Ogre unboxing. Now when I posted my God tier unboxing and mentioned that I was going to do the Ogres, there was a couple of people who posted, well why? You're a month behind, you're late, you've missed the boat. I've done every team. I did the Chaos Doom Lords way after they got released. I've still done every team and I'm going to keep with tradition. I'm not going to break tradition by suddenly not doing a team. So we're going to take a look inside the box for the Ogres. Difference between this box and any other box we've had so far is you get 16 models in it. Now, I remember talking to a modeler when I was at Warhammer Fest about how they arrange sprues and how it works. And he said sometimes it's about the number of models you get in a box is down to how many models they can fit on the sprues that are supposed to fit in those boxes. So I reckon, case in point, obviously you get 4 of the main Ogres. 2 are kicking, 2 are not. It says 1 Ogre Runt Punter, which I believe is this guy on the far end. And then you get 3 other Ogres who have similar stances, different weapons and stuff. 1 throw-in a Nobbler, for example. And then you get 6 Nobblers, but 2 each of that kind of look. So you get quite a lot for what you get, and you get obviously a full Ogre team. You won't need to buy any extra boxes for this really, because you only really get a 16-man team anyway. There is the booster box which goes with this from Forge World, where you get a female Ogre. Hopefully we'll get that in the next couple of weeks and we can take a look at that as well, because that'd be really cool to take a look at, that goes along with this set, much like we've done with Skaven star players, etc. But let's get into the Fire Mountain Gutbusters. So let's take a look at the artwork first. Obviously I do take a look at the box cover art normally, and I quite like this. I feel that the artwork here riffs on the Moor tribes from Age of Sigmar quite a lot and has a very similar look to it. I don't know if it's the same artist, but it does have that similar look to those Moor tribe people. And obviously you get the 4 different Ogres on the front and your 12 Nobblers, which to me will always be called Snotlings. So if I call them Snotlings, for those newcomers, yes, they're Nobblers. For those older gamers, you'll remember them being called Snotlings. So I'll bring it closer to camera when I flip it over so you can take a proper look at some of the stances and stuff. So let's flip the box over. And obviously, like I said, you've got your 4 different Ogre stances there. 2 in a running kind of kick stance, which obviously is the Runt Punter Ogres, because you can now do kick teammate with the Ogres, which is a new rule. Then you've got your 6 different poses for the Nobblers or Snotlings. And of course you get 2 of each of those. Then you get your turn and reroll counters and your token for score, etc. You get 2 different balls, but you get 2 of each, and you get your transfer sheet. Of course, it tells you what kind of colour scheme that they're done in on the front, and all the other blurb at the bottom there, which we won't really go into. But that's the box art, and I quite like it for this team. I think it looks quite nice. So let's open her up. Obviously, like I say, I haven't missed doing a Blood Bowl team since I started doing unboxings pretty much for Blood Bowl. So I wasn't going to miss this one out, even though I'm a little late to the party. So they're the bases, and of course you get all 16, but the Nobbler bases are smaller. I don't know if you can see that. They're really small, obviously for their small size. You get the standard sized Blood Bowl base and the hole for the ball and stuff for the Ogres themselves. So you get 16 of those. And they're going everywhere now as the bag has just decided to split, but never mind. And then you get your typical how to put together. Now I had a flick through this and I saw on the Ogre page that you can change very much what you put on the belly of them, which you can see there. And there's sort of 3 different shields with an added extra. So it's really nice that you've got the options to do, and the same with shoulder pads, you've got options. So it's nice they put those in, and it makes your Ogres look how you want them to, obviously within the constraints of the actual box. If you've only got this box, if you've got some extra parts, you could throw all sorts on them. I know I take a look every now and again in my bits box for stuff. Of course you get the transfer sheet, black and white. You obviously can't see the white ones very well, but yes, you get a lot of numbers, you get the different positionals, and then you get theme numbers and all sorts of stuff on there, which is quite nice. I never really use the transfers. I'm not very good at putting them on, so I tend not to bother. So that's the transfer sheet, and then of course you get 2 identical sprues. So we'll just put one aside and we'll jump straight in and take a look at it. So let's have it back that far to begin with. So that's the sprue and everything on it. So you get the 4 body parts, a range of different heads, a range of different feet. Of course, like I was saying, the shields for the stomachs are all bits different. And then you get all the Nobbler bits with different heads and different body types and things like that. So we'll flip it over. and take a little bit of a close look of certain things. So you got the token, which for me is very Lizardmen in style. I wasn't sure about the stylings for this as an ogre team. I don't know if it necessarily works. It reminds me of the Lizardmen more than the ogres, let's put it that way, and I wouldn't feel out of place using it with my Lizardmen team, if I'm honest. Then you get the kind of reroll token, which I quite like, and that's more ogre if you ask me anything, which is like a big ogre hand. There's the back of that, which is really quite nice. Very similar to the Nurgle one, I felt, because the Nurgle one I think is like a hand as well. And then you get all your other parts. Now, some of my favourite parts I want to point out is this hand, which is like got a punch dagger on it, which is really cool. Let me see if I can find the skull there, which you can have on the stomach shield, which I think is really cool. And then, of course, the different stomach shields and shoulder pads that they've put in the set. But overall, you get quite a lot on your sprue, and that's probably why you get 16 models, because they need to fill 2 of these sprues when they send these out, basically. Because all Blood Bowl sprues are roughly this size. And as we all know, you can have 1 or 2 things, either 12 models or with options, or 16 models with options in this case, but it's always nice to have options. I think I'd rather have options than actually having more people, if that makes sense. But with this set you get 16, and that's probably because the Snotlings are relatively small in size compared to a standard player like a Skaven player or a Wood Elf player, for example. But I really like it. I don't know if I'll get any spare parts. I mean, I had some spare bits from most of the sets, but I don't know if I'll get many from this. And whatever spare parts I do have, I'll put in my Bix box and, like I say, probably raid for some of the project. But that's the Ogre team. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Hope you liked the look at the sprue. Hope it was close enough for you and everything. I'll see you next time, and if you were keeping up with the Facebook page, you will have seen that I put up a post about a game that my other half bought, which was the Funkoverse strategy game. Now, for those of you who have not seen it, it's a strategy game brought out by Funko Pops. Let me know in the comments down below, or just like the video if you want me to unbox that, and I'll do that on the channel too. Obviously, we're going to have more God tier soon, where I'm going to take a look at the rules for God tier, and we're going to do some rules for Blood Bowl looking at the skills. That's all to come in this year and in the upcoming weeks, so keep an eye on the channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.